Hey everyone, it's me Sujoy over here. Back with another video. This is going to be more into a real talk video. It's a special edition, nighttime video which I'm making. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about the problem with most Vietnamese men um, here in Vietnam. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, the name of my channel is called as Sujoy in Vietnam. Been living over here for 7 years, and I was an English teacher before. Then I started my online business, and I'm also a full-time YouTuber. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. So yeah, do a favor, you can subscribe to my channel. Just takes like 2 seconds, hit the subscribe button, right? So I'm making this video primarily for my Vietnamese audience here in Vietnam. So if you're a Vietnamese guy, you better watch this video. Let me just have a bit of my Saturday night Tiger beer. It's round two. So what I find over here, the problem with most Vietnamese men, so many flies out here, yeah, is that they, I'm not saying all of them, don't get me wrong. There are also good Vietnamese men with whom I have communicated, interacted, and I had good experience, but I would say it's like 20%. But the remaining like 80%, like most of these Vietnamese men over here in Vietnam, especially in Saigon, I'm going to be talking about Saigon specifically, and also the countryside where I'm staying out here in Long An, and even which I found in Hanoi also. Is that most of the Vietnamese men, which I find, is that they have a huge problem with ego, right? They have a huge problem with ego. They feel like they're some kind of a cool shit, and like most of the time they'll be smoking and like thinking that there's some kind of some special human being or something. Okay, so if you don't know where I'm from India. Okay, I'm Ando. Okay, so yeah, living here in Vietnam for 7 years, I would say like 80% of the Vietnamese men, especially the younger generation and everything, they got some problems, man. I mean, like some ego problems, and just I'll give you some example. Like sometimes if I'm walking around this roads here in Saigon or here in the countryside or something. I don't walk around in the countryside much because I don't feel safe. So, if I go to Ho Chi Minh City, walk around and everything, if I'm going to some other districts here in Saigon, maybe like District 10 or Tan Binh, Binh Tan district and all that. Where you don't find a lot of tourists, right? Like most of the time, I see these young Vietnamese guys, they'll be looking at me, and some of them, they'll be just smoking and everything. And, I like to say like, Xin Chào, hello, or whatever. But, fucking hell, they'll just smoke. They look at me, they don't do anything, I would say like, they have that kind of a racist fucking attitude, Um, And I feel bad for these people because, they're like fucking losers. They're like fucking losers, and they act like assholes. And, I don't, I mean, I'm not quite sure if they have gone anywhere outside Vietnam, but it's just that, man, like most of these men, Vietnamese men, they have this very bad ego problem. They think they're something special or something, you know. um, I'm actually following this YouTuber. He does a lot of, real talk. I won't name his channel. I won't name him, but he's a black guy. He's an black American guy. I watched a couple of his videos, and he walks around the streets in Vietnam, and he's like, like he's saying ciao, saying ciao and everything. But in the video, I see like some of the Vietnamese guys, they look at him, looking at him up and down. It's happened to me too. Like these Vietnamese guys, these stupid guys, they look at you up and down. They don't fucking, they disrespect you. They disrespect foreigners. I mean, it's especially, I'm not a white person. Okay, like I got brown skin. I got dark brown skin. I'm from India, right? But man, they really know how to disrespect you. It feels like they don't fucking care about their life, whatever it is. It's just that. I hope I can get that fly. Yeah, it's just that they're losers, man. They're losers. And same thing out here in the countryside. Like, I mean, even young Vietnamese men and everything. I'm not quite sure about old Vietnamese men. Old Vietnamese men are all right. Old people are, the senior citizens here in Vietnam. They're good people. They're much happier. I think they're much friendlier. I don't have any problems with them. But the problem is, like, most of these young Vietnamese men, like you can say teenagers in their 30s or even in their 40s or something, I consider them like, like, it's just like the fucking, some of them are rude, they don't have smile. They're just like smoking, or they're just sitting in a coffee shop and drinking, and they're like staring around. And like, same for that black American guy. Like, I was seeing his YouTube video and I felt so bad. Like he's saying to these young dudes, like Xin Chao and everything. But some of those dudes, some of those men, Vietnamese guys, they don't say hello or they don't say Xin Chao anything. And he did that like 2-3 times, and he was telling them, you should also do. I don't know what's the problem with most Vietnamese men over here. I mean, that's the reason why most of the Vietnamese women, they don't want to marry Vietnamese men, because they got that shitty attitude. They got that shitty attitude. They think there's some they think there's some cool people or whatever. And somebody actually told me that some of these young Vietnamese men, they don't like foreigners in general in Vietnam because they think we steal their women. I mean, how stupid is that? Do you think I'm sleeping with a Vietnamese girl every day? I mean, I'm single and I'm not dating any Vietnamese girl, and I prefer dating a Thai woman compared to dating a Vietnamese girl, because Thai girls are more friendlier compared to Vietnamese girls. I don't have good experience with Vietnamese girls because they have the mentality issue and whatever it is. But a Thai girl is usually very open and friendlier, and that's a fact. I mean, if you're Vietnamese watching this, you better learn this, yeah. So I mean, if you're a Vietnamese guy, you gotta learn to be friendly with all foreigners. And this other stupid thing, like, I went to a barber shop today. I won't name the barber shop. And it's just that, the moment I stepped in the barber shop, this was in District 10, I saw a couple of these 2, 3 guys, they looked at me like, with a shitty face, it's just that I felt bad, and then, the dude, he was cutting my hair. I had to wait for a long time at the barber shop. Anyways, he was cutting my hair, and, he cut it really on top. I didn't ask him to cut so top. And he was like, he was taking the brush, and he was like, so, he was rough, I told him so many times, do it gently, don't, why you doing it like with the brush? He's like, you should do it like gently, right? And he was kind of aggressive, like a couple of these Vietnamese. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like 20% of the Vietnamese men here, I find, are good. They want to get to know me. They talk to me, like some of them, like, where are you from? Or, they're like nice, right? But the remaining fucking 80%, they got that fucking ego problem, whether it is Saigon, Hanoi, or in the countryside here in Long An, or, especially in the countryside also, like most of the young Vietnamese guys, they're not fucking right in their head, They don't want to be friends with anyone else, like if, like, I don't know what it is, but, they come with that shitty racist attitude, So, don't be an asshole. Seriously, don't be an asshole. Like, we got a lot of young guys back home in India. We are very friendly with foreigners, blacks, whites, Asians. We're pretty friendly. We want to get to know them. We can catch that shit. If we want to get to know the foreigners and everything, and it's just sad, like. And it's like I've seen this over 7 years, and that's the reason why most of the Vietnamese girls, they don't want to be with the Vietnamese guy in general in their heart, because usually, I've heard that, like Vietnamese men, like some of them, they get married, they beat their wives, domestic violence, they cheat a lot. Where's the fucking value, I mean, I do understand that most of the Vietnamese men, they have not gone anywhere outside Vietnam, but like, I mean, they come, they bring their shitty attitude, and they come like, they come like jerks. And even like, like a lot of these Vietnamese men, like I remember, they put the loud karaoke and everything, they feel that, that some foreigner has come, they're gonna play loud music, and they're impressing the foreigner. I mean, how fucked up is that, bro? How fucked up is that? I mean, even these Grab drivers, I mean, not all of them, but most of them, they fucking come like cold. They don't welcome you. They just look at you up and down. They give you the fucking helmet. And they drive, they act like fucking crazy, man. And I don't know how these guys get the job, and that's the reason why most of the Vietnamese men, they're losers in the world. I mean, most foreign men, we don't respect Vietnamese men in general, because we know most of the Vietnamese men, they have that problem with the ego. They think they're something special. The moment you try to be nice, you try to be friendly with everyone. I don't care if it's a white person, Indian, African, whatever. The moment you try to be nice with all people, foreigners, then we respect you. Then you're a good Vietnamese person, you know. Like for example, the other day, I went to a coffee shop here in the countryside. I think it was Binh Chanh district or something. It's in Ho Chi Minh City. I was sitting there and I saw these two young Vietnamese guys. They were teenagers. And this boy, he just kept his leg on the chair and he was like looking at me like this. And I was just minding myself. I was drinking my coffee, what is that? Frappe. I was having that, and this dude was like looking at me, like, I told him, like, do you have a problem? He's like, that's, like most of these Vietnamese men, they love staring, they like staring around. They like to stare at foreigners, and especially when they drive the motorbikes, they keep on staring at me like this, like, you're so stupid, bro. You're really stupid. You're not special. You're really fucked up in your brain. You're fucked up in your brain. You got shitty ego. You're a loser. You're a loser, bro. Fix yourself, because we don't have this kind of bullshit back home, or you don't find this in you don't find this in America. I mean, I've been to Thailand so many times. I mean, in Bangkok City, I walk alone, no fucking problem. Like young guys, they drive motorbikes and everything. But they don't look like this. They just mind their own fucking business. I'm not comparing, but it shows they're more intelligent. It shows they're well behaved. And that's what I want these young Vietnamese men and, these Vietnamese men to be well behaved. Like even in the countryside, like a lot of these young Vietnamese guys, they drink, they think they're some fucking special. I've been living here for more than 2 years. I don't see these people calling me like, hey, do you want to have a drink or something? These, and like a couple of these Vietnamese YouTubers, they go to India, to Ando, they're so fucked up, bro. They're racist, these young Vietnamese guys. They pretend, they're showing all shitty things of India, They just go to the slum and they're like showing this shit, man. You're so fucked up, bro. And I really hope that, like my brothers, if you do that shit back home in my country, I hope my brothers take care of that situation. I'm tired of, like seeing these YouTube videos about India, Ando. Most of them, they're showing these young Vietnamese guys, racist guys, they're showing all shitty videos about India. They don't talk about modern India. They don't talk about the economic boom right now. Like we are like fourth largest economy in the world, a powerful country and everything, military, everything, defense and everything. I mean, don't compare. I would not compare India with Vietnam. Vietnam is definitely doing very well. It's definitely, but bro, don't compare Vietnam with India. Seriously, it's wrong. So you're not special. You're not fucking special. And even like when I used to teach, like in schools, and like I used to hear stories from my expat teachers. Like they would tell me, Sujoy, students don't respect me. Like these like teaching in public school, like 30 students, 40 students, or whatever, 50 students. But I've seen guys, they don't respect teachers. They're like eating chewing gum, and they're eating in the classroom. They don't fucking respect teachers, man. They don't respect foreign teachers. They're like sleeping, or I'm writing on the board or something. They're just like, they don't respect, like most of, and this is the problem. It comes from these, from the teenagers, and then goes to these, when they become adults. And that's bad, man. It starts with the school and everything, what I mean? Just, that's the reason why I don't like the Generation Z, the younger generation here in Vietnam. I don't like, it's just, they're pretty messed up. Most of them, I would say, pretty messed up in their heads. They don't respect. They've kind of given up on life, and a lot of Vietnamese people, a lot of young Vietnamese men, they don't have jobs. It's just that, and then you coming with that shitty attitude. If you try to learn to be friendly with all people, with all foreigners, like if I don't care if it's Indian, African, or white, or whatever it is. If you're friendly with everyone, you're a good person. I respect you then. But if you come like an asshole, and if you think like, oh, I'm the great, I'm gonna smoke, and that foreigner is saying hello, xin chào, and everything, and I'm just gonna smoke, and bro, you're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. Remember that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this title of this video in Vietnamese, So don't be a fucking loser. Grow up. If you want Vietnam to be a better country, if you want if you want a lot of foreigners to love Vietnam, it all starts with you, with your bullshit attitude. Fix it. And like there are many Vietnamese guys, they just want to be assholes at the end of the day. I mean, I can't help you. They just want to be assholes. And it pisses me off because I can't do much. I can't argue with them. I can't fight. It hurts. It's shit. It spoils my day. It spoils my day. You name it, starting from Grab drivers, these young guys working in Circle K and everything, countryside boys, some of them, and like some of them driving trucks, and they're like, if they see me in a Grab bike or something, they know, oh, he not Vietnamese, so they put the fucking horn in front of my ears, man. And like, of course, driving bikes and like looking around like I'm some fucking alien or some shit. Yeah, if you want to know where I'm from India, okay? I'm Ando, okay? Get that in your fucking head. So don't be an asshole, seriously. If you learn to be nice with all foreigners, then I'll really start respecting Vietnam. But if you're gonna be acting like an asshole, just smoking around and like acting like you're a fucking loser, man. You're a fucking loser. I'm sorry I'm using a lot of F words, but man, I'm just letting out I'm speaking my mind. I'm having a real talk with you guys, with you Vietnamese guys. So don't do that. Yeah. Grow up, learn to respect, learn to respect all foreigners, I mean, India, I don't understand. India is not your fucking enemy, yeah? Get that in your brains, so I'm not talking about all Vietnamese guys. I told you before, I said 20% of the Vietnamese men I like when they are trying to be friends with me. I like them. But the remaining 80%, they're messed up. Teenagers, young boys, even men in their 30s and 40s. Something's not right, So fix it. Fix that shit. I sometimes feel like, I need a fucking apology from these people. Been living here for 7 years, being disrespected. I face racism with these people. They treat me like shit. I can't talk much. Sometimes I feel like I need an apology. I need an apology from these people. And that's the reason why many foreigners, they don't live in Vietnam longer. You know, that's the reality. The moment you try to fix it, the moment you try to become a better person in you, then we will respect you, okay? But if you're gonna act like a loser, if you're gonna be like with your cigarette or like this, fuck man, you're a fucking loser. Remember that. You're a loser for the world. Nobody respects you. Remember that. You may hate me, but I'm telling you the truth, okay? Fix your fucking self, right? Grow up, fix yourself. Be nice to everybody. Be nice to all foreigners. Starts with the little things, right? I've never seen in any other country where some foreigner is saying hello to, and the local people, they'll be just like, fuck man, it's only here in Vietnam. Fix it, man. You guys are not special. I'm telling you, you guys are not fucking special. Fix it, if you want Vietnam to be a better country, you got to fix your attitude. You got to fix your mind, It's real, man. Racism is real out here in Vietnam. I don't care what other YouTubers say, like, oh, there is no racism, or, oh, welcome to Vietnam, this, that. Man, I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, 7 years, racism is real out here, bro. Bad customer service, treating foreigners based on their skin color. Only the white foreigners, white tourists, they'll be like, oh, hello, how are you? But if they see an Indian or whatever it is with, not good, yeah. I would never, it's not like Singapore for sure, man. Singapore, everybody respects everyone, man. So, even people in my country, we respect all foreigners. We don't care if you're from Africa, Asia, or from Europe or whatever. We love everybody. But what pisses me off is these young Vietnamese racist YouTubers, these men. They come to my country, they show shit video about India, yeah? Bro, this is not gonna last long, all right? You keep on doing that shit back in my country, my people are gonna get to know this, all right? It's not gonna be good, and if you're coming to India like, oh, I'm in the slums, oh, this is fucking, fix your fucking head, man. If you want Vietnam to be respected by all the countries and everything, you have to, the Vietnamese men need to fix themselves, man. And that's the reason why most Vietnamese women, girls, they don't want to marry Vietnamese men. And, I have dated Vietnamese girls before. They tell me, I don't want Vietnamese man. Or I had a Vietnamese husband before, but he cheated a lot. Fuck, man, fix yourself, man, Yeah, so if you like watching this video, I know you're a Vietnamese. If you like watching this video, like it. I shared my mind, man. If you want to take it with an open mind, you take it. If you can't take it, you can't fix yourself. Remember, yeah. So with that being said, good night. Peace out.